Hello there, I'm Sconchulus, and this is Teppen Quick Take, where we give a deck one shot and see what it do. Today we are celebrating Akuma, newly buffed in Teppen and newly released in some other game, I think. We are returning to the roots of Ashura's senku with a vortex of unblockable, high-damage combos. The bread and butter ends with Balrog, but has to unfortunately start with this horrible monkey. Apparently, this card was nerfed, and we're still playing 5 copies. Using any one of 10 combo pieces on Yumekichi, they will summon another unit right from deck, and if it's Boxer, we are already winning. Balrog is a 5 MP 2/7 with combo that when placed gains +1 attack and returns 2 MP if there's no enemy units. This allows us to immediately protect Balrog and put on more pressure while digging for our next combo piece. The 2 MP is a huge reward for just drawing Rog turn 1 or hitting your combos fast. Rog and the monkey are also an important source of chip damage. It's pretty rare someone can block both of these turn 1, so you'll usually take 5 or 6 health off, and then bringing them to 0 in a single hit is much easier. And we do that with our other combo ender, Roberto Mira, a 5 MP 3/7 with combo and a shield, plus a potential huge downside. Might seem like just a side grade to Balrog at first, but the difference is the combos Roberto can perform. Both cards have access to Wall Jump or Demon Drug or Unforeseen Move, but by being a green card, Roberto is our source of unblockables. Combined with Wild Sparring Session at baseline, this combo is already taking off a 1/5 of max life. Follow up with Battle Chip Hero Sword and you boost that to over half. A few other massive buffs and adding up to 30 is as simple as popping Ashura Senku, which also makes your unblockable combo untargetable, undamageable, and even higher damage itself. Here's the deck QR for you, and with all that said, let's do this. Game 1. We are up against not just a Ryu player, but a top 10 Evil Ryu player, and in a meta where red might be considered the strongest color, there is no better test for our OTK cheese. We'll start things off with Balrog to get the momentum rolling, and our opponent is unable to find a block. We get in 6 damage to start things off. We will play down Yumekichi and go for a second Balrog. Our opponent will then go all in on a Princess Fuse into Ron, into match, every one of those getting buffed damage, and we will attempt to protect our units. Our opponent has Maiden Love, which will also be buffed by their Ran, and we can shield another unit, but they are able to defeat our first Balrog. We will go for our next Yumekichi, and we will use our Ashura Senku to defeat their unit in the middle lane and protect our Balrog for another attack cycle. We will use Unconventional Move on Yumekichi, and because they do not have a damage action, we will resolve the chain, and we will activate it ourselves again now that we can use the Wild Sparring Shield. And as expected, our opponent did have a damage action in hand, and they will block our next Yumekichi, which seemingly leaves us behind, but with 11 damage taken off, we can just play down our Roberto and take whatever opportunity we get. We will go for our Battle Chip Hero Sword. Our opponent did not seem to go for a block, and they will instead choose to finish themselves off for Game 1. Game 2. Now that we've proven the deck can compete, I want to see just how high the ceiling can go. So we have no choice but to take on a fellow combo player. We'll start things off with a Balrog, and of course our opponent will play something down before we go for the second one, even resetting the attack stat on our first Balrog using the beautiful 8 Princess into, I forget the name of roll.exe. We'll go for our Demon Drug in the top lane, getting in a 6 before our opponent can activate their Gogen Dantes, which will seal our Balrog when they play down Anje Pitte. I have no idea. And our opponent will go for way over game on board when they follow up their Angie into Kami, into Gaia Armor, which will get nullify damage on most of those units and Veil on the rest of them. We will go for our biggest Yumekichi combo we possibly can, and we can attempt to give it piercing with the wild sparring shield in hand, but this is the one matchup where it does lose to a shield. Every other color would take the 8 right here and be basically done for, but we can still find the line that gets us out of it. Thankfully, we can go for one more summon with Yumekichi, which protects us in the top lane and gets us the enough MP to go for Antagonist Dance on the bottom lane for 16 unblockable. Here we are again, and 2-color Ashura Senku is finally as good as it was 4 years ago. Nature is truly healing. And for once, I'm not even really exaggerating how good this is as like a YouTube replay deck. This really is as potent as it looks. And it's more fun than the usual quick take decks I do, which just do one thing. This definitely does just do one thing. But the fact that you can summon your big combo units 3 or 4 times consistently every game gives you a ton of opportunities to end the game. And you could even see in the last game I was trying to go for lethal with Yumekichi. There's so many different plays that you can go for that you'll discover as you play the deck. And this deck will also suffer 0 changes to rotation. The one TOA card should actually be Sad Mutation anyway, to boost Robert Mira's damage, because I didn't get to show it, but if you can go Battle Chip Baby 3 times into Roberto, that is 30 damage. So I think we might see a bit of this deck going forward, and if we do, you know where to leave the hate comments for the deck. Thank you guys for watching. Please like the video if you liked the video, subscribe if you subscribed. Once again, I'm Sconchulus, and I'll see you in the next one.